Hello and welcome to Galgotias University School of Media and Communication Studies. I am Dr. Tasha Singh, your course coordinator for Theories of Mass Communication, MAMC 5020. Today in this lecture, we are going to study about one-step flow theory. Let us have a quick recap. In the last lecture, we studied about two-step flow theory. So in the two-step flow theory, I taught you about the history, the theory introduction, opinion leader, examples, and the critics. Also, we discussed about the research papers which are recently published on the similar topic. So now we are going to discuss about one-step flow theory, the concepts, the theory introduction, opinion leaders, examples, and critics of one-step flow theory. So students, one-step flow theory is a theory in which it is said that the media is directly communicating with the audience. There is no opinion leader in between who is acting as a person to enjoy or increase the credibility of your communication. So one-step flow theory examples could be like, gossip magazines where you are coming across a magazine, you are reading it. It could be even a newspaper in which you are directly deciding which article, feature, news you have to read or not. So there is no such important role of the opinion leaders in the one-step flow theory. Likewise, the two-step flow theory, as we have already discussed, is a theory in which there is a very important role of the opinion leaders, because finally the communication is passing from the first step is media and the second step is the opinion leaders, and then it is reaching to the audience, and therefore it is known as two-step flow. There are two directions, two steps in which the flow of communication takes place, but in one step there is only media and the audience. So there is direct communication which is happening with the audience. Next that we have is the multi-step flow theory. Now when you talk about multi-step flow theory, what happens is that, like, a classroom communication takes place which makes it much easier for the students to understand. So to have multi-step is like there is constant feedback, there is constant instant feedback that we are receiving, feed forward we are doing. So that is multi-step flow of theory, which we will be learning in the coming lectures. Today you just focus on one-step flow theory, which is directly media and the audience. No intermediate is required, no opinion leader is there, and this is said to be like direct communication. It is said to be choice-based communication, because the consumer, the audience, is deciding what he has to read, and since he has a higher interest level in that particular topic or subject, therefore he is choosing to read your draft or your news, your report, your information, or your message to be said in simpler form. So this is one step flow theory, just one step. That is, one step is from media to the audience. One step. There is no two steps. Two steps could be media, opinion leader, and then the audience. So two steps. Media and opinion leader are two steps. Likewise, when you say multi steps, so teacher, student, feedback, between the students there is conversation. So there are multi steps which are involved in multi-step flow of communication. So I hope you have understood the concept of one step flow communication. So let us now go with the concept of one-step flow theory. One-step flow, as you can see in the diagram also, which is communication, mass media is there, and we have member target audience which are there all around. So it is like that audience are diversely placed, and through mass media, it could be a television channel, it could be a radio program, it could be a newspaper, magazine, billboard, it could be a catalog, it could be a brochure, whatever you are accessing, that is different forms of mass media are there before you, and if you are accessing them, you are directly seeking the communication as per your interest level. So one step flow theory involves a communication mechanism in which the mass media speaks directly to the broad audience without the opinion leader filtering the message. This is very important keyword, filtering, because when opinion leaders are in between, it is ought that they will filter the message as per their propaganda, interest, and likes and dislikes and preferences. So the theory illustrates both a transition transition in technologies for communication and a fundamental change in the individual society relationship. This describes both the things. Now when I say transitional change in the society, in the technology, means since technology has evolved so much that there is a change. We are directly accessing the technology. Now the audience is technology friendly, he's user friendly with the channel, and he himself can operate it. Otherwise previously they were dependent of an opinion leader, because opinion leader could access it, he has the understanding and he was friendly with using that particular medium, but not the audience. And the audience were dependent on the opinion leader to know that what the communication or the message is all about. And now we are also finding that this theory is putting light into the change of the individual society relationship. We always say that we believe people who we know, could be our relative, could be our siblings, and when they say something, we of course find that information more credible. So in that case, this theory is putting a light over the change in the individual society relationship. Now we are directly believing something which is non-living, or something which is non-credible also, because something coming on television, whom would you vouch upon that he has said me? No, television you cannot, because there's no person, na? So you cannot say that that television has said me this. So there is a transition that the individual has started believing the technology, and anything that is coming from radio, television, newspaper, he has started accepting it. And even these channels, which are actually machines, have started enjoying credibility from human beings. So this is the concept of one-step flow theory. Now, when you talk about the theory introduction, so how do we introduce this theory? This theory is basically to society as a whole. The consequences is that there were limitations to possible impact of indirect communication. The limitations imposed by the information channel and social interactions, each person, some of which could be systematic and some were fortunate products. At the same time, however, mediated communication has been possible, so essential to social interaction, supplying it with both simulations and information that were no longer possible to distinguish the two. This implied that mass media can never be completely diverse, but the human social settings can never be wholly isolated from the mass impact. So, in a nutshell, if I want to just explain you, this is based on a research paper that I have come across, and the citation is given below. You can also find that. It's basically from essayusa.com. This was an essay on the one-step flow theory. It says that now the human relation is changing. They are trying to advance, and they are trying to access information, and there is indirect communication evolving. How do we say it indirect? Because there is no person here. It is indirect communication, something that is the receiver doesn't know that the sender doesn't know who is my receiver. He is just recording a program and putting it over the channel, and the receiver doesn't know who is the sender. He doesn't know him personally. He just believes that channel and the particular information because it is of his interest, and he is accessing it. So this is indirect communication, which is being delimited in this particular theory, because we are finding that yes, there is a scope of indirect communication also. We don't need always a person who is known should communicate the communication or the message to the audience. Rather, the indirect communication is also possible, which has been observed in this particular theory. Now students, the major question which is arising in your mind is, what is the role of opinion leader here? As I've already told that this is one-step flow. So one-step flow of communication means we are not involving the opinion leaders over here. Though opinion leaders that played a very vital role in two-step theory are less inclined to lead, as they appear more liable to affirm latent opinion than to contextualize them. And as the mass media are increasingly differentiated and fragmented in one-step flow theory, they add to the individualism process through decreasing audience and demographically driven programming, news spin, and transmission of political advertising. The idea which was given by Katz and Laserfield in their study, which was personal influence, the part played by people in the flow of mass communication, best explain the hypothesis of the two-step flow of communication. But during the first phase, mass media send messages to what is just about a homogeneous mainstream media or market, but not to everyone. But now we are finding that there are messages which are catering a large group. So in the second, countless small group conversations which were guided by members of horizontal opinion perceive and conceptualize the filtered communication for their members who are interiorize the resulting of the information. The final result is an interpretation of the message meaning somewhat divided through different social borders, and it was non-trivial finding. So we found that this is non-trivial. We first thought that yes, we need to have some small groups and there has to be target specific communication, but no, now the things are changing, that if your communication is holistic, it is inclusive, so you can give it on a common platform, and depending on the audience, depending on the interest and the need of the audience, they will access your information. So the opinion leader role is almost nullified in the one step flow theory. Now, what are the examples of one-step flow theory? Gossip magazines. As you can see the picture ahead, we find that there are so many gossip magazines which are there circulating in our country also. Like we have Vogue, then we have Women Era, Cosmopolitan, Savvy, then we have Femina. So there are so many different gossip magazines also, which actually publish what? They publish these gossips of the people who are celebrities. But uh, since they're publishing, do they actually enjoy a higher credibility? Well, it is, you cannot quote that I read that in the Femina that Deepika Padukone is going to, divorce her husband. Why? Because these magazines are gossip magazines. The news that is coming into them are in form of articles, and they're not information. So it is just for the entertainment and leisure that you're reading it, but to believe them, to have 100% credibility over the news which is coming in the gossip magazines is not assured. So this is just for the sake of entertainment that such kind of content is published and you read it. So this is basically one step flow of communication, where you are reading from them because you want to read such kind of a content, and there is no force and there is no opinion leader in between who is forcing you to read all these things, right? Likewise, watching TV, reading newspapers, listening to radio, or using the online media are all examples of one step flow of communication, because you are directly coming in contact with the media, accessing it on your own, and there is no interference of any third person in between, and hence it is one step flow of communication. So I hope you have understood the examples also. So now we have to talk about the critics of one-step flow theory. Although critics doesn't mean that it has to be always negative. It can be even positive, because critic is what? It's a critical analysis of a particular subject or a phenomena. So when I'm talking about the critics of one-step flow theory, over here it is said that as per the paper that I have cited, it says that the achievement of one-step flow among large-scale public is typically neither simple nor inexpensive. It requires, at the very least, a marriage of basic communication skills with the availability of vast and highly differentiated data on members of prospective audience, the ability to manipulate and organize the data in ways that permits the linkage of specific case with specific attributes, the capability to identify the physical or electronic locations of the specific individual or resident locations of like demographics in database, and access to some suitable form of narrowcasting technology. This list of prerequisites may appear to be insurmountable, and in the era of two-step flow it was. But today, half a century later, each of these elements is readily available to those able to afford them. Both the hardware and the software now exist to large number of individuals, generally targeted as demographic clusters, directly with the message that appeal to their personal emotions and their very identity, as quoted by Toro in 1997. The use of produces as an interaction not among members of peer group, but between the technology and the individual audience members. So, reading this, it is understood that there was a time when two-step flow theory was around. There was a time where we did not have just kind of, basic communication skills, availability of vast, highly differentiated data. Then even the gadget, that is the channel, was not available. We did not have computers at every household, which is access to social media and internet, which is the advanced ICT, information communication technology. So that time we were dependent on two-step flow of communication, because we needed somebody to give us the credibility factor, give us the assurance factor, affirmation factor that yes, it has been said by them. But now with the time we are finding that computers and ICT is getting very common and widespread. Even in the Indian households, you look at to the urban area, you would find there is high internet penetration. And also if you look into the rural area, we are finding that now even a good number of youngsters in the youth in the rural area are exposed to the Android phones, because now Android phones are easily available on cheap rates, like you can afford it for 5,000, 7,000. So people in the rural area are also affording Android phones, they are also using them. And once they have the Android phones, they have the access to social media, they are in touch on WhatsApp, they are in touch on Facebook, on Twitter. Now depending on their literacy and their comfort to access it, and their friendliness towards these channels, Instagram, Facebook and all, they are able to consume message, they are able to use YouTube, they are able to access Google. So this is how change is being coming, and we are finding that the concept of one step flow theory is coming into realization as people are able to access it. And there is something called as artificial intelligence, AI, which actually says actually understands that what is the audience looking for, and according to the choice, the selection that the audience make, we give them similar suggestions. Now for example, I'll just give you a simple anecdote from my own life. I have a young son of 3 years old, and he is not literate now. Right now you can understand how much will a 3 years old know. He's not even friendly with ABCD much, but he's able to operate the mobile phone, and he is able to quickly find out and identify the icon of YouTube. He is able to identify the videos that he wants to watch. And now what is happening is that he asked me that what are these videos called as. So I gave the name that this is a video of Roma and Dinah. Now he remembers Roma Dinah very well, and he simply says, Mama, can you just put Roma Dinah on mobile phone? He simply instructs me, and the moment I open my YouTube channel, I am surprised to see that not only Roma Dinah, but many similar kids videos are automatically coming in the suggestion on the YouTube. So it is Vlad and Nikita also, it is Shafa also, various other videos are also there which are coming on my YouTube channel. And he has got a large choice options before him, and he is able to swap them one by one and play various videos. So this is how, because of the artificial intelligence, there is a user generated content. What the user is preferring is coming to the user, is being served to the user, and he is accessing them, and more suggestions are coming. And this is one step flow of communication. He does not require me in between, he is directly accessing them, because now information is before him. He is friendly with the channel because he is able to use that particular medium, which is the mobile phone. So it also implies another thing, that it is not necessary that you have to be highly educated or literate to consume media. You have to my son is not at all literate. He is considered to be illiterate at this stage, because he is just 3 years old and he has not even begun his basic learning of nursery, but he is able to operate. So what you actually need is, with the advancing technologies, with the advancing ICTs, we just want that the user should be friendly with the technology, and we could find that literacy is not a barrier over here. Even an illiterate person can easily access to it. He can also learn how to to apply and operate the Android mobile phones. So you can see that even in the rural area, the women are also operating, they are also having Android phones and they are also using it. Children are operating Android phones. So advancement is coming in the technology with the help of. So let us have a quick summary of the lecture. The one-step flow theory is a communication process in which the mass media communicates directly to the mass audience without the message being filtered by the opinion leaders, for example, the gossip magazines. Then the opinion is not influenced by other factors. The message they receive from the mass media is not filtered by any opinion leader, and the only source is that particular mass media. The audience is passive over here. The influence of the mass media on mass audience is too big, and the audience gets influenced by the mass media and not by other factors, so they don't know the other side of the message, preventing the mass media to have a big influence on their audiences. A stage between two different stages, things outside the media that have an influence on other people's behavior, that is between the sender and receiver. So somewhere we find that in the one step flow theory, we don't know the other side. We don't know whether the information is correct, whether the information is wrong, whether it is truth, it is disguised. We don't even know the disguised intentions of the writer or of the publisher of that particular information. It is totally on the audience whether they want to accept it or not, and they are not even able to actively respond to it. They are passive over here because there is no demand of feedback from the audience. What is needed is only information dissemination. Now information is disseminated, distributed, dispersed, and it is on the audience whether they want to take it or not. And we find that there is no personal intimacy or individual relationship which is acting in one step flow theory, because the sender doesn't know who is the receiver and the receiver doesn't know who is the sender. Okay, so this is the summary of the lecture of one step flow theory. I hope you have understood it, and for further informations you can refer the citations links which I have given with this lecture. You can log on and browse these particular links and read in depth about it. I would also advise that you should go for finding some good ebooks and PDF content on one step flow theory, so that you can have a good considerable substantiate material to write in your ETE exam, because this is a theory paper and we require good theoretical content to be written for accomplishing good marks in the exam. Now, what are the questions for practice? We have to explain the difference between one-step flow and two-step flow communication theory. Then you have to discuss the concept of one-step flow theory of communication in your own words. Plus, you have to find two recent research papers on one-step flow theory of communication. Now, how can you find the research papers? Simply go to Google Scholar, type recent research papers on one-step flow theory of communication. You will find n numbers of papers coming into it. The another thing that you can do is, when you look onto the Google Scholar, in the side there is a filter given. So in that filter you can simply select the year. If you want from 2015 onwards, you can click on that. If you want latest, that is 2019 onwards, you can also take that. So likewise you can put the filter and find relevant research papers and good books on one step flow theory of communication, and document some good content from it, right? So this is how you can, when you find a research paper, what you have to read? First thing that you have to read is the abstract. Then you have to read the problem statement, which is statement of problem or problem statement, one and the same thing. Then you have to read the research methodology, how the particular author has worked upon this paper. And then finally you have to read the findings and the conclusion, so that you can come up to a decision about the current scenario and the current research that has taken place in this particular topic. So I hope you have understood about one-step flow theory of communication. Wish you a very happy learning. Keep noting down the keywords. I again and again remind you, and also do practice these questions, and we can discuss it. You can even mail it to me. My email ID is tasha.singh@galgotiasuniversity.edu.in. Thank you so much. Have a great day.